It's February 11th. I'm getting ready to have a reporter from the Durango Daily Herald giving me a call in a few minutes to talk about auditions. It will be one of our first newspaper articles that we've had go out. So excited. This is progress. A lot of the work that I've been doing the last week plus is trying to get the word out that we're casting, trying to get out to as many communities and places that we can. So Durango Herald's a big deal. She did an article with us on when we played our More Than Fry Bread movie up at the Durango Film Festival. Recently I saw another article that she had done, and I just sent a quick email out to her and said, hey, this is a great article she did on another independent filmmaker. And I said, us independent film guys and gals appreciate any press we can get, and just told her she did a good job. And then the next day, to my surprise, she actually said that I think she had seen something about their post, or she was just wondering what we were doing and wanted to help, putting an article out in the paper. So that's exciting. Hopefully we'll get a handful more of these, and still pushing along, trying to get the word out. So I'll bring you into that interview. Hey, Katie.
Hey.
Hey, it's Travis Hamilton.
Travis, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good. Hey, thanks for doing this. This should only take a couple of minutes, but I think this would make a really cool story. So tell me a little bit about Touch the Water.
So it's where do I start? Story-wise, it's a story of a senior elder. The character's 80 years old, a Native woman that is at that stage in her life where she still lives at home in her house that she's lived in for 40, 50 years, and she's getting to the point where she's almost not able to take care of herself, and so she needs to make a decision of moving into an assisted living situation, or moving in with family. Something of that sort is kind of the where the movie starts. And so she visits once a week at a daily senior center, and while she's there, there's an intern. One of the young interns challenges her and a few others to find a dream, find a new dream, or if there's something that they haven't accomplished that they've always wanted to in their life, that they would be able to find that. And so she takes him seriously, and it's pretty easy for her to come up with something that she's always wanted to do. And so that's the journey of the film, is her going after this dream, and at the same time realizing she still has purpose, she still is she still has value as a member of society, and the importance of reconnecting with family. And so we have a lot of those elements running through the film.
Sure. And how did you come up with the idea?
So I had two big jobs that I was prepared for. It was going to be about 6 months worth of work, and this is back in November, and both of those fell away. And so trying to not get discouraged, I'm like, you know what, it's good, it's for a reason. There's something that's going to come up, and it's time. I just have 6 months back of my life that I can get something going. I've been wanting to shoot another film for about 5 years. Was our last one that came out, Legends from the Sky. And so and so I went with I assistant coached the cross country team at my son's high school, and so we did a last trip of the year out to California, the ocean, and they ran in like a fun one of those color runs. And while out there, it was early in the morning. We were I'd go and try to run with the team as well. We all went on our own routes, and when I was running down one of the piers, just doing laps on the pier and the beach, there was an older woman being pushed in a wheelchair by an older man just along the beach on the pier, out towards the end of the pier, way out farther in the ocean. And just the look of her, like content, like just happy. And to me, being in Arizona, the ocean is still kind of surreal, sort of. I know I've been there a handful of times, but there's still kind of that magic and that powerfulness to it. And so there's that image stuck in my head. And later that afternoon, I opened up my journal and started writing about this older woman that, that maybe instead for being there, that's just come from Arizona, and she's always wanted to touch the ocean, to feel that mighty power of the water. And so that's kind of where it really stemmed from, was with that image in my head. And then This
Sure.
story's still being developed. We were, on numerous drafts and still the last few little tightening it up and such, but.
Sure. Well, and so now I'm on your website, and so now are you looking for seasoned or unseasoned actors, or it doesn't really matter?
We're open to both. We're looking for the right people to play the part, and sometimes that's someone that's very experienced that comes in and does beautifully well, and sometimes that's somebody that has no experience that comes on board. So we're very open to that. We've had over 100 actors that we've given first time actors on in front of in a feature film that's had their first line of dialogue in one of our films, and so it's something that I personally really really enjoy doing. Just seeing that excitement, something that sometimes you're on enough sets and it kind of gets where it's work again, but seeing that first time actor out there, like it just brings. I like being involved in giving giving other people opportunities. At the same time, I still feel like I'm getting opportunities to be doing what I'm doing, and so it's something special about that.
Oh, it's really neat. Well, and so how to submit your audition? Okay, so for the story, should I just send people to the website, to this webpage that you've got?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, because that has all the info there, and people can.
Okay.
It's how they submit and all of that.
Okay, awesome. And so, why is this movie important? Why are you super psyched to make it?
The time, I think the time. Well, one, it's close to my heart, and the timing. I just have I think there's something in our society that we all share as humankind here in at least in the United States, that I think sometimes we take our elders for granted, that there's so much experience and so much life that they've lived, that there's so much that they can pass on. Looking to me specifically, there's things that I don't have to actually go through myself, but I can learn from somebody who has, or somebody that's been there and done that and can give me that guidance and
Sure.
And I know right now so that's a big part of it. Is just the timing is really, I think it's something that our society really needs. And there's a big push in Native country about missing women, murdered women.
Right.
That big push, and I was thinking about that because I stay pretty close to what's going on. I try to anyway. And it just hit me one morning, like there's people that are in our homes every day, or family members that we see very often, that are they're almost treated as if they're missing as well. There's somebody in our house, even though you might see them, are we really spending the time with that person, or letting them be noticed and recognized, and giving them and receiving that attention ourselves, and giving that just that human connection. And so that's kind of where my pull is with that. It was kind of my own heart of seeing that need.
Right. Oh, that's a pretty good point. So now people from anywhere can apply?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, from anywhere.
Yeah.
Alrighty, sir. I think that ought to do it for now. Will you be around if I have any other questions?
I am. I will be.
Okay. And if you think of anything, I don't go to press until Thursday, so give me a holler.
Okay.
Alrighty, thank you, sir.
Yeah, no, thanks, Katie. Have a good day.
You got it. Anytime. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
And that's how the Q&A went down. Now that you've seen me do a radio interview, then you should be able to tell yourself that you can do it. Probably more graceful and better than I did. But that's part of the fun. You hope you're prepared and you have the questions ready that they're going to ask, and you're ready to answer them on the spot. Have those answers to fire back to them. And sometimes it goes really well, and other times you kind of struggle and battle through it. She was very, even though I've never met her in person, she was very personable, and so that kind of took away my fears or nervousness that I had. I was able to just talk to her as a real person, and not try to think about all the thousands and thousands of people that you hope will read this, to kind of put all those things out of your mind do what you need to do. So it's just a conversation between the two of you. At the same time, knowing that hopefully thousands and thousands of people will read the interview or will see the interview wherever it ends up. But just trying to be yourself. I know there's a lot more advice you could get out online and from other people. I need to, and as you find that advice, please share it with me. But I continue the next few days just to continue to battle to get press releases out, to get the audition information out on social media. It's doing pretty well. I know we've had quite a few shares, over 500 shares now on Facebook. A reach is like hitting up to 50,000 reach. And so that's good. I'm glad with that, but still there's a lot of people that still have no idea of the actors we're looking for, anything about us or our this film or anything. And so there's tons and tons of marketing work. I struggle with marketing because there's no like end point. It's not like, I build a fence and this is it. It's just that you have to continual, what can I do? Who can I send to? And so like the last few days, these past week or two, it's just been that nonstop going of, I've got to get this person. I'll have somebody, I got to follow this up. And I'm supposed to call the radio stations. And you start calling the radio station, and then they give you some other people you should talk with in the community. So you get on lots of trails that almost take like you're just running lost through the forest and the woods, and somehow some things happen and people hear about it and the word gets out. And I have lots to learn, and that's just kind of been my game, as you just try to run around as if you're trying to start a forest fire and light lots of little fires all over the place. So those little fires, hopefully the winds are coming, we'll pick that up and we'll just get a big flame going, so lots of people will see it and hear about it and smell it in the air. And I don't know if fire is a good analogy, but there you go. I'm getting back to work. Keep following the journey.